Alright friends, it is time for a brand new vlog. Welcome or welcome back to my channel. I am Scribbles, the artist and crocheter behind Eclectic Scribbles, and we are starting our last convention vlog of this year. So this is the last one that I have booked for the entirety of this year. This is North Carolina Comicon. It is tomorrow and Sunday, November 8th and 9th in Durham, North Carolina. There's not a whole lot that's changed with the booth. In fact, pretty much everything is exactly the same. I do have my portfolio out with some extra prints in it on the front this time, since the coloring books were Halloween themed, and I only have 2 of them left anyways, so I think I'm going to keep one for me. But I did put the portfolio out. We've got the desk mats, we've got the mini prints, stickers, sticker sheets, all of that good stuff here on the front. And then as we come around the sticker wall to the back side of the booth, I just took the big items that I had sent with Mr. Scribbles and put them back here so that we could fill up our 8x8 space. We have got our No Fuss pads as usual. I did put my little bin of mini chickens and stuff down there. So we've got mini chickens. I do need to bring in a couple of tags for tomorrow. I've got 2 bags down the bottom. The 2 butterfly bags down the bottom definitely need to be tagged, and I need a sign for my little pouches because I don't know where my sign is currently. But otherwise everything else is individually priced on the crochet side, so we're pretty much good on that. But yeah, this is what the side of the booth is looking like. All the crochet bags up here. What's left of my big crochet pets. Maybe we can get rid of 1 or 2 this weekend. We'll see what happens. So we are all set up and I am headed home. It took me about 2.5 hours to do everything. So we are good to go for the weekend, and I will be back here in the morning to get us going for day 1. Good morning, guys. All right, we are here and we are all set up for day 1 of North Carolina Comic Con. So it is a Saturday, Sunday event, 2-day event, and it is running from 10 to 6 today and 10 to 5 tomorrow. It is 9:30 a.m. right now. I came in and I put some tags on some things. I forgot all of my holiday washi tape, like all of it, so I will bring some of that tomorrow. It's starting to get a little loud in here. It's 9:30 right now. We're set up. We're ready to go. We're opening in 30 minutes. I don't know. I don't really have any expectations for this weekend. I just hope to cover some costs and make back some money, and hopefully do decent, because this is our last event of the year. I am making a couple of things right now. Let's see what we did last year. Do I expect to hit last year's numbers? No, I don't, honestly. So it looks like last year, I believe it was the 9th and the 10th last year. That's what it's looking like. We made like $1,900, which is not great, but this is a local con for me. So hopefully we can get close to that number. If we get close to that number this weekend, that'd be great. I've got a couple of items here that I can work on as far as projects are concerned. So I'm going to be making some beanies. This is a Crossroads beanie I am working on right now. Yeah, I just hope that the weekend is nice. I don't feel bad about where we are. Like I said, we are in between we're on the back end of the A hall, in the corner, but I'm looking directly at the doors that cross into B hall. So anybody going from A hall to B hall is going to be walking through these side doors over here. So I would rather be in the back corner on this side than in the back corner on the other side. So it's pretty good. I do have these people over here that look like cosplayers or whatever that keep moving further and further this way, narrowing the walkway. But I think by the time they get all packed in and ready to go, they'll have cleared out a little bit. I just don't want to jam people up right here in the corner. So we'll see how that works out. But we're all set up. We're ready to go. And we're hoping for a decent little weekend. It doesn't take a whole lot for me to hit profit at this event because it's 30 minutes from my house. So I think I had enough gas in my tank. I'm not even going to have to put gas in my tank by the end of the weekend. Parking is free on the street and on the weekend, so I am parked on the street right behind the loading dock here. So I don't have to worry about parking. And really, I just need to cover some food and we'll say a tank of gas just for funsies, and the booth cost, which I can't remember what it was at the moment, but I'll put it up on the screen to let you know what the booths here run. They have a bunch of different types of booths, and this year I got an 8x8. Last year I think I had an 8x10 corner space, but this is just fine for me. I also left Bubba at home today. He is chilling in my bedroom on my bed for the day. That's where we stand. But yeah, I'm currently making a crossroads beanie, and we'll see how that goes. For anybody who hasn't seen, I had to like bump up to a 10mm hook with this loops and threads ring spun to get to size. All right, guys, so we have made our first sale of the day. It is 10:30. People are sort of trickling in. This is not like a huge convention, so I think they usually get somewhere in the neighborhood of maybe 5,000 people total. So it's a little slow to start. It's not the most popular event in the whole wide world, but that's okay. We did make our first sale. It was 2 Ask Will Be Gone cups, which is fun, and mini prints. So our first sale was not a small one, which is fantastic. And he was a fellow crocheter and super sweet. Gave me a $10 tip on top of that, so that was so nice. He said he appreciates other crocheters. I'm like, well, thank you so much. That's so sweet. Got my first beanie done of the day, and working on a second. So we're off to a pretty good start today, and as more people trickle in, hopefully the day picks up. It would be lovely if it picked up to the point where I didn't have to keep my hands busy, but it is what it is. The cosplayer over here is like getting dressed into like this big Godzilla-esque thing. So big. Um, I'll show you in just a second. He's still getting dressed, but he's got a big like Godzilla looking thing, and then he's got like a big, oh gosh, there's 2 of them. There's like a dragon looking thing. Hold on, I'll show you. Maybe it's a dinosaur. I don't know what I'm saying. So a big black thing and a big purple thing. How about that? All right, so we got this big dinosaur thing happening over here, and I can't tell if he's just standing on. I think he's just standing on stilts. Like I think he's just going to be that tall, which is crazy. And then we've got Godzilla possibly happening over here, which is less tall, but still massive. So they're getting dressed. I'll show you them walking around when they get completely dressed up. But yeah, this is the cosplayers right here. I think it's really cool. Okay, you guys, I'm an idiot. The dinosaur head goes on his stinking arm, and he's like a transformer. He's like a transformer. Check him out, though. He's on stilts. It's really cool looking. He's got a little ducky. Oh my God, he's got a little ducky in his hand. Look at his little rubber ducky. He is 100% going to have to duck in order to get around through these doors. The rubber ducky is taking me out, though. And then let's look at Godzilla. He's still getting ready. Very cool, though. Alright, I gotta charge my mic battery, but we're running into a little bit of an issue here. This is my issue. So, yeah, the cosplayers are drawing in a lot of attention, which is nice, but that attention is just standing in front of my booth blocking my entire display. That's not great. That's not what we want. If they stand there too long, I'm going to ask them to move, please. But yeah, they're just, and it's not just these people. These people are. All right, guys. So it's about 5:15. Let's do a last minute check of the booth for today. So we didn't sell any bags, which is totally fine. We did sell a beanie. We sold a dragon. That was fun. Lots of pets went, so a lot of people got their new pets. I need to fill up my box in the morning, so I will focus on getting that refilled tomorrow. We did have several of our chickens go. We had a few chickens, and then most of our stress balls that were left over went. We only have the teeny ones left. So that's that. The as you can see, the bitch begons are really picked over. I've got a few more at the house, so I'm going to bring those in tomorrow. And then we've got the asshole begons left. They're not as popular as the bitch begons, but they still do pretty well. So we've had several of those go today. We've got a couple stickers missing, but we only had like one or two of each of them. So we finally got rid of the last Labubu, and we got rid of something down here, maybe. I think that one might have been empty from the start. But otherwise, we're doing pretty good. We've sold several stickers today, so that's always nice. And this looks the same as always. We're just going to give it a little straighten. Just keep straightening them up. We've had a few of the mini prints go today, so that's always fun. Are looking good as far as stock on sticker sheets. And yeah, we've had some bookmarks go today as well. And then there's the print wall. The favorite of today has been this one, I think, followed by this one. But we did have one of these little girls go. So that's always nice. I love it when my original characters are the ones that sell, because we are in the process of like phasing everything out that is not an original character. So once things sort of start to run out, like we won't be replacing Kuromi. I won't be replacing this one either. No more Pachita, and we're going to steer more towards original characters and things. So like once this little My Melody down here is gone, I think she's the last one of these. She's going to be sold out. Same thing with these down here. All of these little cinnamon rolls, you know, once those go, they're going to be gone. Same thing with these guys up here. And we're gonna phase those out and move towards original characters. Plus, when I go into Artist Alley, I plan on taking a little 3D printed version of the wall instead of the whole wall, like when I'm at an Artist Alley table alone. So what I think the plan is going to be is to have just stickers up here, and then maybe instead of doing self-serve for the prints, have the prints the way they are. So having just this amount of space for the stickers is gonna be nice, because we'll narrow it down to the best sellers, you know what I'm saying? So we won't have room for like all of this. We'll go with the best sellers. Like this one is always a favorite. The I'm Fine Kitty is always a favorite. We need some more of those. This one has been a little popular so far today. This one has gone a few times. You know, so that's the plan moving forward into Artist Alley tables, where I'm getting a table and not a booth. I mean, obviously, when we have the booth, I will bring the rest of these and we'll do our sticker wall. But for Artist Alley tables, we're going to phase it down to something smaller. But yeah, that's how today wrapped up, and we'll see you guys again tomorrow. All right, here's what we're looking like on day 2. Everything is restocked and ready to go. I restocked my rocks from my No Fuss pets. Restocked the asshole begons and the bitch begons with what I had left. So I had yellow and coconut at the house. And then I had some cherries at the house in this, so I got that mostly restocked. And then we didn't have to do anything else really, just make sure that the front was neat. I put my hats that I made yesterday out, so we've got these three all ready to go now. And I'm going to finish up my bag. So let's go day 2. All right, good morning, guys. It is about 10 minutes till open right now. They just made the announcement that they'll be opening in 10. I've got the booth set up for today. Let's talk about how yesterday went in comparison to last year. So it actually wasn't that bad. We did about 60 or so dollars less than we did last year. It was about a 6% decrease in the total net sales. That's not tax or anything included. So 6% down from last year, which given the economy and the recent shows that I've done, 6% is nothing. I'm fine with it. I'm fine with it. Now, as far as the total number of sales is concerned, we were down about 30% from last year. I think we had somewhere in the neighborhood of 77 or something was the total number of sales, like number of transactions last year for Saturday, whereas this time it was 50. I'm going to say 52 total transactions. So people just spent more money yesterday than they spent last year, which is also fine with me because that means I have less stock to replenish. Let's see. As far as the way things went yesterday, product wise, we did really good. I sold 3 out of my 4 opossums, so we've got one left over there in the bin, and that one will most likely go today. They don't ever really not sell out. The opossums don't, but I only made 4 this time. We did sell out of the last remaining large stress balls, so I've got like 5 little mini stress balls left in there. Several of those went yesterday, so that was a nice little thing to get rid of. I know people feel a little iffy about stress balls. I haven't had an issue with them so as far as anybody busting them. I have had, at busier cons, kids will sit there and they'll squish them quite a lot, and sometimes they can look a little misshapen in the actual basket because they get squeezed so much. But I actually haven't had an issue with anything busting as of yet, knock on wood. So I just want to get rid of the last ones that I've got, and I've got a bunch of mini chickens down there too, and I just put them on that bottom shelf because I have them and I'd like to get rid of them. We did sell a mini chicken yesterday. I think we only sold one. It's on the bottom shelf. It's hard to get to if you're not looking for it. So is what it is. I did sell a beanie yesterday. We sold a dragon yesterday. Bitch begons outperformed the asshole begons again, but the asshole begons did not do bad yesterday, so that was nice. I did bring in several more this morning of the ones that I had at home. I think I had maybe a total of like 10 more cups at home, so I went ahead and I brought those in. Of course, 2 of them don't have lids for some reason, but it is what it is. If somebody wants that color in particular, then we'll just take the lid off of something else. It's not a big deal. I'm not gonna stress over it. I do need to restock some of my stickers, but I'm gonna do that here in just a second. I think it won't be busy as soon as they open the doors, and I just need to dig out a couple of stickers. It's my little I'm Fine kitty. Looked like it was a little low this morning, so I'm gonna grab a couple more of it and maybe a couple of other ones, but those did well yesterday. Sticker sheets did well yesterday. It was surprising. I was surprised at what sticker sheets sold yesterday. So more of my flower sticker sheets sold yesterday than they do in spring, generally speaking. So you would think that more winter themed items would sell, but that's sort of a spring kind of thing with the daffodils and the buttercups and all of that stuff, and the tulips, but they were selling pretty well yesterday. And then like the Sanrio characters, they pretty much always do well. So that is what it is. Bookmarks. I sold like a Labubu bookmark yesterday, I believe. I'm trying to get rid of those. I'm trying to phase them out, so hopefully some more of those go. I won't be restocking that. I actually have plans to revamp my entire booth for January, which is going to be a lot of work. So if you want to stay tuned for that, please do. But I would like to restock my booth almost entirely, my art table almost entirely with new products for 2026. And then all of the products that I have here right now, you can get on the website or whatever. But I would like to have just all new products for 2026 since I've got pretty much the rest of the year off from conventions. Not pretty much, I do have the rest of the year off from conventions. So if I can get that done, that would be freaking excellent. But yeah, I want to have like fresh new stuff when I start the cycle over next year, if that makes sense.
Just let everybody know I missed the time. I'm 1 minute after, so I'm still saying 6 minutes. 6 minutes. 6 minutes, Dougie, pressure on.
Anyways, but we're ready to go for day 2, and I will absolutely let you know how this day goes. I did get the first 2 rows of my straps on, so I will be able to finish this up in no time today. I've got to put 2 more rows, probably 2 more rows on the outside strap, and then that will be done. And I don't know what I'm going to work on today. I brought a couple more skeins of yarn in. I may do something chunky, I may not. We'll see how it goes. But let me restock these stickers real quick before they open the doors, and I'll talk to y'all in a bit. Okay, so the dude who was dressed up as Godzilla yesterday is a cross between something and Alpha Today, and has a little 18-year-old little teacup Yorkie. Oh my gosh, look at I'm so obsessed right now. Poor little thing is wearing a diaper, has 0 teeth, just has his little tongue sticking out all over the place. It's just having the best time. I went over there and pet, of course, because how could I not? Look at how cute this baby is. His little role is Toto today. Oh my goodness. I'm so stinking obsessed. Look how cute this baby is. Oh, a pound and a half. Teacup Yorkie. Look at that face. Oh, I said if he needed me to, I would totally babysit. So that we're all on the same page. Hi. Came out really nice. I don't have my mic on, but it's really nice. I love it. Beanie number 1 done for the day. This is, I love this chunky yarn in the color Plum Garden. All done. And now I've got some, I love this chunky in, hi, Sunset. So I'm going to do this one as well and make one of those. And then I think I'm going to move over to knitting for the rest of the day. All right, here is this one. Looking good. The lighting in here is horrible, but it's so pretty. All right, so I'm going to move over to knitting a beanie that I'm making for Mr. Scribbles in this colorway, which is Lion Brand Heartland in Olympic as the colorway. I am making him a beanie. I started it the other night after I took my last one off my needles. Woo! And I'm hung up. So I'm literally like 3 rows in. Like 3 rows in. So I'm going to get untangled first and then I'll start making it. And I need to put a tag on this. So I'm going to put a tag on this and we'll be ready to go. I will say it's definitely a lot slower so far today than it was yesterday. So we're getting some sales here and there. I mean, given the amount of people that are here, it's not been bad. It's just not been great. Sort of what I expected for a Sunday, given everything. So I'm not mad at it. And I'm getting some work done, so I can't really complain about that either. We do what we do. We do what we can, and I sit here and I be productive, which is how I justify not caring about it because I'm still actually making stuff. So it's not like I'm sitting here twiddling my thumbs doing nothing. I'm actually getting something done. So I don't mind. And I'll leave here today with more money than I came here with. So, it is what it is. But here's our beanie.
Be kind to them. They've been here for 2 straight days, working extremely hard to make sure that they have all the things that you may want for your collectible deck, your collectible table, or gifts that you want to snacks before we close. But again, if you see people packing up, make sure to be kind to them. They've been here those 2 days working hard for you. But that doesn't mean that they still do not have stuff at their booth. So you can still stop by, say hello to them. You can pick up those final items. Because again, the show floor closes at 5.
Okay, friends, so let's talk about how North Carolina Comic Con ended for me personally and my thoughts on the entire rest of the show. I'm sitting here, I just edited all the footage together, so I am ready to add on my final thoughts for the weekend. It is Tuesday now, November 11th, which is Veterans Day. Yeah, Veterans Day. So happy Veterans Day. But, anyways, okay, this show didn't do too bad for me, given everything in the world at the moment and how my most recent shows have been performing. So bad. So bad. Like the October shows for me just, oh, was not good. We're not good at all. But we did okay. We did okay this weekend. I am looking over my stats from this year compared to last year, and it looks like we were down a total of 15% from last year, which is really not bad considering that in a lot of cases, we either barely made cost, didn't make cost, or we're down like 50% at a couple of shows from last year. So I'll take 15. I'll take 15%. We didn't make a whole lot of money, but we did make some money. We were in the green as of Saturday, and all of our expenses were covered. Again, this is a local show for me. This show is 30 minutes from my house. It is a little bit expensive given the size of the show itself. I will say that I paid $625 for an 8x8 booth. Okay, so they have a couple of different types of booths available. They have an 8x8 inline, an 8x8 corner, which is what I got for $625. They have an 8x10 booth, and I think they might have an 8x10 corner booth. I don't think that they have 10x10 booths, and they do not have tables. The only tables that are in this really are dedicated for like promo. They're not vendors. So you'll see that the cosplayers that were over by me had tables. Those are the only types of tables that I think are available are the cosplay people. There was one artist sort of on the other side of Godzilla who had a table, but I'm not sure how they pulled that one off because they were selling stuff. And then in the other room, there were a couple of tables for promotion. Like there was a GalaxyCon table there, and there were a couple of other tables like that there. But the majority of the things are people who are actively selling something. So the room, Hall A, that we were in is considered to be the artist alley. And the other booth, the other room is considered to be the collectors and comics and collector hall or whatever. I don't know how we ended up in the collector hall last year, but that's where we were last year. I don't know if they made that distinction last year, but this year we were in Hall A. We were in the back corner of the Artist Alley Hall, and we were facing the doors that take you into Hall B. So I wasn't too mad about the placement. I mean, it's not ideal. I would have loved to have been toward the front. Anybody would, but it wasn't that bad. On day 2, the Transformer dude wasn't there anymore, so we didn't have to worry about as many people just stopping and standing in front of our booths with their back like literally pressed up against our booth. That was the only really irritating thing from the first day was, I mean, I don't understand how you can't realize that that would be not the best idea. It would be to back up against somebody's booth and just stand there blocking the entire thing. Like, I mean, come on. That we paid to be here and we are here to make sales, and we can't make sales if your ass is on our table. You know, that's not how we make sales. So I don't know. It didn't happen nearly as much on day 2, or really at all on day 2, because Elphaba is much more free to move around. Like Godzilla and the Transformer dude, they stayed in that section the entire day one. But Elphaba was barely at the table for day two. Like I didn't see them much at all. So there wasn't really any sort of real draw over to my section. Day two was so much slower than day one was. It was a really slow day, which is why I always take like a project with me. I always have something to do, and that way I still feel productive, even though, I'm not making very many sales or that much money. I will say that pretty much everybody around me started to pack up around 4 o'clock. The person who was beside me was an author, and they packed up around 4 o'clock. Like, I'm out. And I could hear everybody around me, like on the back side of my booth and the booth beside of them. I could hear them packing up at 4 o'clock. I don't do that. I really just don't do that. Unless it's just been god awful and I'm in the hole for the weekend, I would not do that. Like I told Andy when he did Anime Inc. for me to pack up early. And that's like the first time I've ever done that. But it was because it was so bad and we were backed in the hole. So there was no coming back from that because there weren't any people there shopping. So that is the one and only exception I have ever made to that rule. But even my awful performances, I didn't pack up early. Anyways, so when people start to clear out on your road, this is why it's a big deal. When people start to clear out on your road and customers can see you actively packing up, they're less likely to come down that aisle. And if you're at the end of the aisle where I was in the back corner, it is especially hard to draw attention to your booth if they're like, well, everybody down there is packing up, obviously. So why should we even bother walking down there? So it's not great. It's not great. They had a cosplay contest on both days. So they had a one at 4 o'clock on Saturday and then one at 4 o'clock on Sunday. And so the majority of the traffic went out of the hall for the last couple hours Saturday and for the last hour and a half of Sunday, which pretty much negates like any just being there in general for the last couple of hours of the day. So the last couple of hours really dragged, but it is what it is. It happens at any convention where there's a cosplay contest in another place. It draws the majority of the attention because people want to see all the cosplays and people want to show off all of their cosplays. So, that's to be expected. Again, we were only down about 15% overall, which is great. We didn't make too much profit, but we did make some profit, and I am not mad at that. I would have liked to have done just a tiny bit better, but we'll see. Hopefully next year we'll be fine. I do plan on coming back to this again. I will continue to do this show because I do make money at this show. It is a small show. It is local for me. I think I used about a half a tank of gas for the entire weekend, so I didn't even have to fill up my tank over the course of the weekend. So it's hard to say no to that. It's hard to say no to money and local where I can drive easily back and forth each day and sleep in my bed at night. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not mad at it. Anyways, I think that is about it. I will, of course, be dropping all the actual numbers and costs and everything over on my Patreon. My Patreon gets all the official breakdown, any drama, any extra bits that I don't discuss publicly about each and every one of my shows. If you want to jump onto my Patreon, it is right there with the QR code. By the way, Patreon is about to roll out some fantastic new features. So if you want to see what is coming, I've been watching a video all morning about the new features that they're about to roll out, and it's going to be awesome. So, I mean, if you don't want to jump over as a paid member or you want to jump over as a free member, I think some of the things that are coming are going to be really exciting. I'm going to be putting out a post today to my Patreon about what all that entails. So, yeah, if you wanna go and check that out, please do. I'm excited about some of the new features that are coming. But anyways, Patreon is up there, and I will see you guys in the next video. I'm not 100% sure that this is gonna be my last convention vlog for the year. It may be my last convention vlog, but then again, I may get pulled off of the wait list for something else. I'm not 100% sure yet. I just emailed them this morning about that, and I may have a couple markets that I want to try if I don't get pulled off of that wait list. So just because we're not doing any more conventions officially this year doesn't mean that there may not be a couple more thrown in there, or at least a couple of little market vlogs. So we'll see how that goes. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Ding your notification bell so you're informed each and every time I upload new content. Don't forget to smash the thumbs up button for me. It helps me out so much when you do that. I appreciate it so much. Let's drop some dollar bills, a dollar bill emoji down in the comments below for a successful con, and maybe good luck on the getting into the next one. So drop some dollar bills down in the comments. I love your faces so much. I will see you in the next video. Okay. I love you. 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 Okay. Goodbye.